In one of my previous posts, I said I wanted to discuss how I thought hair loss has affected my career. And I figured for my first real, post via video, that might be the best subject. I want to preface this with, and I kind of discussed this in the previous post, I haven't done very much with my career. And so, I don't know if I can totally blame this on hair loss, but it can't all be blamed on a lack of wanting or trying. So for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a singer and an actor. It's just one of those things you grow up and you kind of just know, like, I really enjoy this. The first inclination that I had towards music was playing the piano. My mother bought a keyboard, just a little, like electric keyboard. And the minute we got it, I sat down and I started picking out music. And she's like, well, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get him a piano lessons. So I took piano lessons as a kid, then started voice lessons when I got into high school, took voice lessons in college. I graduated from Rutgers University with a degree in music with a concentration in vocal performance. So I had the beginnings of a good career, I guess. But it was about the same time that I started at Rutgers that I also started to lose my hair. And I don't think initially it affected me psychologically in the career aspect, but the more I went on, the longer I went in school until I actually graduated, the more apparent that it was affecting me and it would affect my career. And that kind of kept me partially, like I said before, from doing anything about it. I will admit that I'm also kind of a lazy person, so that's also must be taken into consideration. But I do feel it affects a lot of men in their pursuits, career-wise. It just doesn't instill in you the confidence I think you need to go out and be really successful at what you do. It doesn't instill that. Like, you can still be very successful and be bold. Like, don't get me wrong, there's lots of successful people. But it doesn't help the situation at all. It makes it slightly harder, I think, for people who are generally concerned with the way they look. Now, I don't consider myself a shallow person, but I definitely take into consideration how I look on a daily basis, and sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing if you get too involved in it. And I think part of this hair loss process in the greater scheme of things was that happened so that I wouldn't be so fixated on what I look like, because I had no control over it at this point. With all that said, right now, as I've stated before, I am looking into getting a hair transplant surgery. I just moved to California to pursue a career in acting and singing and really give it a good, honest effort. I had, just a little more history, I had moved to New York City right after college, and my intention there was to sing and act, and the leftover feelings from college and losing my hair kind of flowed into that time period as well. And so I didn't do anything. I went on 2 auditions, I think, in the 4 years that I lived there. But I had a lot of other growing up to do while I was there, so I'm not disappointed at all for the time that I spent there. But career-wise, it was a waste of time, I guess. But personally, it wasn't. But where was I going with that? Oh, I was saying that that's where that's where I wanted to start my career. It didn't play through, and now I'm here in California. I just got here about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and um, I'm really looking to get this hair transplant done as quickly as possible so that it will have time to grow out and I can get working, I guess. Not that I'm not working now. Last week I went to Central Casting, which is a casting agency here for extras, and submitted to them, and I'm trying to get work through them. I've started this blog, which I think is gonna help me get more acclimated to being in front of the camera and doing things that I don't normally do on a regular basis. So I'm excited, and I'm glad that you guys are here, are coming along for the ride. So I guess the moral of this video is, don't let your hair loss, or try not to let it affect your career too much. If you feel like it has or it will, then you need to look into doing something about it. But if it doesn't affect you at all, just go for whatever it is that you want. But don't feel bad if you think you want a hair transplant or you want some kind of help in this, because there's a lot of people who do. All right, I'm just gonna keep on rambling, so I'm gonna let you go. All right, quickly though, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please feel free to visit my website called The Hair Chase. It's thehairchase.com. And if you are watching this video on thehairchase.com, please feel free to go to my YouTube and look at some of my videos there. I've started again documenting my life and my ins and outs and everything like that, and hopefully we'll keep up with that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.